Right, it looks like we are live. Hope everybody's doing well. Sunday evening. It's about 5:30. Just running a little experiment while I'm doing some work here. Uh, a lot of people don't know, or might know, I'm not sure. I do bass tracks and I do a lot of tracking and music for other artists and stuff like that need my help. And mi hermana, Chamán Tania, sent me another track and she needed bass. And yeah, so I've been working on some bass for her, and I'm gonna give you an insight of how we do things. Right now, I'm live on Streamyard, which is broadcasting out to you right now on Facebook, and it's on YouTube right now. And what I'm gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and witness here. I've brought up my Presonus recording software, my DAW, my DAW, and I'm going to record some bass. I'm gonna show you how all that's done. We're doing everything kind of remotely here. She sent me a rough track and it's got a roadmap of the song, and she sent me a few files, like lyrics with chords and stuff like that. And I'm gonna show you all that stuff. We're gonna show you how, like, I'm gonna give her a bass line and I'm gonna go ahead and email it out to her, and then she's gonna take it to the studio that she's working with. Usually that's our brother and hermano Dennis Hasso at Fingerprint Warehouse FW Studios up in Santa Fe. That's where Nosotros records a lot of, we record all of our stuff basically. So, yeah, award-winning producer and engineer, and also our brother. He does a wonderful job with the music and stuff. He's done other work for her. He also did a song that she did called uh, "Wake Up," and it actually, I'm very honored to be on that track playing bass because it features the late great Wake Self, the New Mexico MC. If you don't know who Wake Self is, check him out. He passed away tragically, and it's the only chance I've ever had to ever collaborate in any kind of musical way. So it's like a blessing and an honor to be on bass on that track with her. And she brought all that together with her beautiful song. And then she released another one after him passing called Choose. And I had the pleasure of being on bass on that one. And today we're going to be working on a track called Elektricity. And we'll be getting into that here in a minute. I'm going to kind of get things started here. So I'm going to get us out of StreamYard. We're going to go back to Presonus here. Now, what she did is she sent me an MP3, and I have to take the MP3, I turn it into a wave. And now I'm going to throw it into my Presonus here. As you can see, I've made a track for it. I'm going to go, I like to label things by color. I usually go red, gold, and green. Rasta. And then I'm going to add some tracks. So this way I can record my bass on top of that. So we're going to get into that. So I'm showing you exactly, this is what we usually do to make this happen. So like I said, we're not able to get into a studio together and record together. So she sends me the rough track of hers. I lay my part on top, send that to her, and then we just, and then so on, basically, until the track is done. Excuse me. All right, so now I'm going to set up bass guitar. I usually set up a couple, so this way if I have to punch myself in, I can explain what that is a little bit later. Excuse me. And then I set up a scratch on top of that for punch-ins as well, basically. I've already done a little bit of pre-setup, so this way I don't waste a lot of time while you're out there watching, if you're listening or paying attention at all. So now, let me save it. I should be ready to rock. This is the track itself that she sent. This is what I will be working on today. I always give myself a little slack at the beginning to... Oh, why is it muted? Oh, there we go. Sorry.
What do I... What do I do about all of me? Raging free electricity. What do I...
Okay, so we're set up to record now. Basically, I have did a little line check earlier, so this way I can start laying my bass down and all that. I don't really waste too much time. It's kind of like when you're cooking in a kitchen. You get all your ingredients and everything ready to rock before you just, so it's kind of same concept. Like, this is the kitchen, and I have all my, like, if you're watching Rachel Ray, she pulls out her already like pre-diced stuff. So that's what I've done today. That's the wave track that went into my DAW, which I'll record on top of. She also sent a track with a bass sample, because a lot of times when I do work for other artists, they have ideas already in mind for what they're hearing for their music, but they're just, they're not bass players, or they're not whatever instrument. They don't do so well on that instrument, so that's why they call a musician like me somebody who will come in and do that for them. So she sent one with a bass sample, which I listen to and learn and make sure that I can give them, because that's one thing as a studio musician. It's not just about your ideas. Like, if they ask you to play on their stuff, it's not necessarily your idea what you're hearing. You also want to make sure they're happy with what you're giving them. So make sure that it's always good to ask. Anytime I've ever done any kind of work like that, I always send it out, and I try to send out the track with the bass line with it, so they can kind of hear the ideas together. And then if there's any changes, like I've had that happen where they're like, I really like this section here. In fact, my Chamán Tania did that. She sends me ideas right away, and then will tell me specifically, like, can you change this and stuff. And me as a musician, I really like that, because as a player, it challenges me and it challenges my ideas, where I might not necessarily have thought of it that way. And I'm like, oh, that's really great. So in a way, I'm learning from that process too, because then it makes me think about my process a little bit more too. And a lot of times it takes me times, because I like to play around with ideas. I don't necessarily like to just go with the first idea that comes ahead. Sometimes that works, but sometimes it's nice to let it stew a bit. And so this is going to be the bass sample, so you can hear what was sent. And it's not actually a lot either. It's just this one specific part. So I made sure to lift that. And yeah, let's check it out. So, and then she also sent, which I have set up here on preview, if you can see over here on the left side, is the lyrics to the song, and it also has chords. So this way I don't have, usually I chart I'll listen to the song a few times, and I chart my own little chart, have a roadmap. It's always good to have that. It's good, initially I memorize it, but it's always good to have like that bit of there, in case you blank or something. You can always look down or look up and have that as a little, what we call a safety net in the business, I guess you would say. Yeah, so here's the Elektricity lyrics and chords. So this way I also know, and it also helps as an artist. I would suggest that if you're going to hire any musician, it does help to give them a bit of roadmap to work with off the back, so that little bit of extra work is cut out as far as me having. Now I didn't have to make my own chart. I heard the song, I can play along, I follow. It's good to go with the lyrics too, because paying attention to melody can also influence the playing, as far as what you're hearing, what you're feeling, how you're feeling the support. For me as a bass player, that's where I listen, where it's like, how is this supporting what's going on here? Because bass does that. So it's like, things to think. Sorry, I don't want to ramble too much. But so I have the chords here, and then this is what she had sent. So let's check it out real quick. I'm going to grab my little bass here. And then I'm going to make sure I play along and playing what was asked. Oh, hold on. Let me start over. Sorry. That's where I'm testing out the streaming rig, is making sure all my channels and everything. And I'm not like blasting stuff out, you know?
What do I do about all of me? Raging free electricity. What do I do about?
Okay, so I'm hearing. So that's what I'm hearing there as far as what she's asking. So make sure to give that, you know. Even there is a way to incorporate a bit of yourself into the ideas that they're asking for as a player, but always make sure that the main idea is there. That's very important. As far as being a session player, you want to make sure that, you know, you're listening to the people that are hiring you and writing the music. This is their music, so you want to make sure that you're doing better for the recording than your ego, I would say. You know, because sometimes you come up with ideas, with the really great ideas, but they just might not fit what is going on for what the artist is feeling and stuff. So being aware of that helps. So yeah, let's keep listening into that a little bit. I'm gonna start it over. Make sure that
What do I do about all of me? Raging free electricity. What do I do about all of me? Raging free electricity. 'Cause I don't wanna be dependent, yet I gotta be free, so won't you please go on and let me be. Let me be. Go
And then
on
right
and
here,
let me be.
there's nothing after that. So
Let me
I'll take that as a key to kind
My wires
feel
are
that.
crossed, but the stars aren't wrong.
of. But now we're back into the verses, so I want to definitely make sure I go back to that idea. So yeah. Let's go ahead and turn this down. And then that B, so we have a C. To a C minor chord. Okay. Make sure I got all my chords right. Because I mean, I kind of want to groove when you get into it initially. When you start recording, you know, you want to groove some ideas, record, get all that, work all that stuff out. So now I'm gonna go. Let me check out the Streamyard real quick. See if there's any. Oh, Arthur, my man Arthur, just commented. Let me see. Much love and thanks. If y'all don't know who Arthur Metters is, you need to hit him up. He'll give you some bass tracks as well. I should probably send this over to him for any corrections. But yeah, much love and thanks, man. I'm glad you're watching and checking it out. I helped him do a Zoom classroom test on his because nowadays with the changing times as far as now with Corona and stuff like that, musicians performing out is a little tough right now. So we were having a discussion about how that now you got to kind of have a streaming game. Like you really have to kind of, you know, get down with streaming and doing video and stuff like that online. Like a lot of these social media that we use are tools in a way. So it's always good to try to utilize them to the best of their abilities and stuff. And videos is a huge factor in that. So that's why I'm kind of testing out the little system that I got here. Because before that, I wasn't really able to do streaming while recording. So that's what we're testing out all that. I kind of trying to have a setup for everything ready to broadcast, you know? So, yeah, so if you're watching and checking it out, I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Much love and thanks. In fact, let me type that real quick. I didn't, because as this is going, people can, you know, respond and type real time. All right. Okay. Let's see. Little shout out to today's sponsors. Today's sponsors are brought to you by Apple Computers, Samsung products, Behringer products, Michael Kelly Bass, Tascam, and what else? Let's see. Akai. Yeah, you know, maybe they'll send me some free shit. But yeah, so let's get back to it real quick now. I just wanted to check to see the stream was going on still, make sure everything's rolling. Now I'm going to bring up my recording now. I'm going to arm here and take off the monitoring. I don't like recording with monitoring on because sometimes even when you change the bit rate and all that and get the latency out, it still has a really weird tone. So what you're hearing is bass is just natural, clean, just bass, like the bass going in with what I have. So yeah. So let's go back and listen to the song.
What do I do about all of me?
Okay.
Raging
So we're ready to
free
start recording. Let's go ahead
electricity.
Go ahead and just start running a few takes and let's get down to it. But first, I'm gonna tune up. Again, always tune, always tune. See, I just killed the signal to the bass, so there's no... If you're hearing it, it's coming off of this mic here. Prasanis, that's another sponsor for today. Boys and girls, can you say Prasanis? Yeah. All right, let's check it out now. Let's have a little fun. Let's record. So let's see, what was my line? The line that was asked. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this mic off so I don't have any kind of like bleed or anything like that. So. All right, let's play around a little bit.
What do I do about all of me?
See, I already messed up. Jump the gun, son. Jump the gun. Fuck. All right, so let's go back and we're just gonna take it back from the top. Let it ride.
do I do about all of me? Raging free electricity. What do I do about all of me? Raging free electricity. But the stars aren't wrong. Ooh, you know it took this long for me to sing this song. I said my wires are crossed, but the stars aren't wrong. Oh, it took this long for me to sing this song. 'Cause I don't let me be, let me be, go on and let me be, let me be, go on and let me be, let me be, go on and let me be, let me be. When I imagine being authentically me, you know, being authentically free from the trance of society, you know. Something just happens, feels like a pipe when it's broken. Feels like a surgeon bursting, breaking up through to the surface. And I can't stop, try as I might to suppress. It crosses them in racks, pushing on through the vengeance. And I embrace me, let me go reaching across me, making a wave that hurts, swimming in streets of arms. Raging free electricity. Pasados que siempre están conmigo, que no los he olvidado. Guardo su memoria y a la vez voy avanzando, porque llevo lo bueno conmigo y dejo la herida ancestral en el pasado, en el pasado.
All right. So that was just a take, you know, filling it, checking it out, filling the form and stuff. You know, there was some mistakes, obviously. I'm not gonna send out the very first track I cut, but yeah. So I'll just keep working on it, and then when I'm happy with it, and I get all my ideas down, whether it be more than one, I send out the one main idea, or if there's a couple of ideas, you send them out. When you render the files down, you just take the stems, and that's what these are. This long, the wave right here. If you would see, I'll point to it right there. This big guy, I'd send that out, and then whenever whoever's working on it at the other studio, they line it up with their other track, and so on and so forth. And that is how we do, remote recording when you're stuck at home and stuff. So yeah, this is how you collab. So if anybody out there, needs any tracks, I got some other stuff I'm working on for Johnny V, my man Johnny Visible, Drunk Mouse. We collaborate a lot on things. We were actually doing some live stuff and all that. So, but he's got some studio stuff I'm also currently finishing up. My own personal stuff that I've been recording, some original music, and then Nosotros as well was working on some more stuff. So, this is how we stay busy. This is how you still create music, but you get to collaborate with people. Like this track is Chamán Tania is all the way up in Taos. So, it gives us a chance to just still be together even though we are all over the place. So, yeah. Big ups to technology and the internet and all that stuff. Making all that possible. But yeah, so I'm going to let you get out of here. Thank y'all for joining in. If you were watching and listening and checking it out. If you need any music or any collaborations or anything like that, if you need something, bass, guitar, keys, you need a beat or something, holler my way. Yeah, I do got awards for this shit, so holler at somebody. Making music is fun, so, and I enjoy it, and definitely. So hopefully everyone's having a great rest of your Sunday evening, and have a rest of your week, and we will see y'all next time. Much love and thanks, and we'll see y'all soon. So, out.